Hello everyone, I am Nusrat and I am here to discuss my reads of 2023. Okay, the first one is Bird by Bird. So this is a book. I came to know about this book from a Twitter handle and I really like this. This book is about writing. If you want to be a writer of any kind, like a novelist or a script writer or something with content writing, this book I think would help you. This book explores different parts of writing, like how to develop a plot, how to develop a character, and the importance of first draft. And first draft is always shitty, but you have to write and rewrite it to make it perfect. And I really like this book, and I really like when a book talks about some other book. And this book talked about this book which I bought and I read and I absolutely liked it. So this is basically a drama. This drama doesn't have a lot of characters. There are very less characters, but story is very interesting and dialogues are very interesting and I really enjoyed it. Next one is Amitabh Ghosh's The Hungry Tide. I absolutely love it. The writing is amazing, the plot is amazing. I learned so many new things from this book. I learned about Bon Bibi from Sundarban. Have you heard about this? Just Google it. And I learned about Relka, who is a poet, and I googled his poetry and I absolutely loved it. And one more thing I really liked about this book is that the main character is a woman who is a scientist and who explores Sundarban and her journey and her adventures. And it talks about many things. You should try this. Next one is biology. So if you are interested in marketing and if you are interested why we buy certain things, like what is our psychology behind our purchases, this book really is a good one. Like it has, I think, 12 chapters, and each chapter talks about different themes around our psychology of buying stuffs and why we buy, and the ethics of like neuromarketing, which is a new term for me, and what is neuromarketing and ethics about surrounding it. I'm not a good reviewer of books, but I really liked it. Like if someone is into marketing and someone is into like it's a nice book, go read it. Next one is, it's not particularly a novel. I just wanted to read something about history. So I also have read this earlier in 2019 or something like that. But I reread this with, like, I made a lot of notes around it, and I tried to learn about medieval history, Mughals, the Sultanates, the Brahmani kingdoms, the Cholas, everything, like bits and pieces of everything is in this book. So if you want to learn about medieval history, I think this is a good one. Next one is this. So this book, again, I bought this book in 2020 and I read back then also, but I didn't like it that time because 2020, as we all remember, was very depressing time, and this book is also not so positive. And the main thing about this book is death is the narrator. So back then also I felt very sad after reading half of it, so I dropped it. But in 2023 I again picked this up, tried to read it, and I just made an oath that I will complete it. So I completed, but I have mixed review regarding this. I liked it. I liked the plot. I liked the characters, different characters it has. And I won't give any spoilers, but there was a character who there are two characters who helped someone, a Jew, to escape from Nazis. Those part I really liked it, but I don't know. I think when death is the narrator, you already know that something bad will happen, and it's kind of spoiler for me. I don't know, somebody may like it and a lot of my friends liked it, but I have mixed review. I'm not gonna reread this ever in life. So yeah, I'm happy that I read this. It's a very famous book, but yeah, you can also read it. Next two books are poetry. So I always wanted to read something Hindi. So this 2023 and upcoming 2024, I am trying to improve my Hindi. Like aega, aegi, jayega, jayegi. I will be perfect in that. So I started with poetry. I came to know about this book from a YouTube video by Ashutosh Rana, and he recited a very like wonderful poetry from this book. So from that I came to know about Rashmi Rathi. I bought this, I read this, I understood half of it, but whatever I understood, I would just appreciate the poetry. It's amazing. So yeah. Next one is again a poetry. This is like I just completed this in one sitting. Just it took me an hour only, and nice poetry. Nice, like not too complicated, not too deep, but nice poetry. Is it okay? This one. Next one is this. I absolutely love this book. I first read this book on my Kindle. I bought that book on Kindle, but again I thought I need to have this book because this is amazing. This is not about SRK. This is not about Shah Rukh Khan. Actually, this is about different women coming from different walk of life, having different lives of their own, but why they love Shah Rukh Khan. Like, I am a huge Shah Rukh Khan fan, and I could relate with most of the part of this book. I won't give you any spoilers, but if you are an urban woman working in a city, you will love this. If you come from a very like a backward society and still you love SRK, and even if you don't love SRK, you will find something relatable here. And it's overall will give you different aspects of life, of a woman's life. Basically, it talks about a woman's life, and I really love the fact that it used different facts and statistics. It's not just saying things vaguely. It is not saying things ha ha ye hot. It's not like that. It used statistics, it used data, and it gave very proper references. And I don't know why not many people talking about this book. It's really great, actually. It's really great. You should try this. Next one is Coming Out as Dalit. So I came to know about this book from my Insta handle. Somebody reviewed it. I don't remember actually, but I also wanted to read something. I wanted to read some Dalit voice. Basically, I really wanted to know how they feel, and how like most of the reads, like most of the writings we read from Indian authors mostly come from doesn't come from marginalized class. So I really wanted to read this. It's a nice book. From this book I came to know about a lot of things. I came to know about Rohit Varmula. I have been following the news, but I have not I didn't know much about him. I know about him. Then like, you should read this book. It's a nice book, but the only thing, at certain parts the books talk about different experience of different people without giving proper references. Like, it is not giving like, it is saying that okay, in some certain universities Dalits were deprived of scholarships, but it doesn't give like names. I think it's also not possible to give names. I don't know. At that part I was like, I wanted more data, because in this book you will get lot of there's no word called data, sorry, data. So here I didn't find it, but still it's a nice read. I enjoyed it. Nice one. Next one is Sophie's World. Okay, this is a very different book. This has a plot and a subplot, and if you ever watched that movie Inception, it is like that. There's a story inside a story, and there's a story in that also. Quite complicated, but really interesting. Apart from that, while talking like when the characters were talking to each other and while the story was moving ahead, it talks about different philosophers of different time. Like, that was damn interesting. I came to know about so many things that I didn't know. Like, I knew about Socrates, I knew about like Plato, but there were like detailed descriptions about them. So yeah, it's a nice, like, I don't know anything about philosophy, so it's a nice start for that. Like, you can always read uh, in detail about anything, but you need something to start. Like, if you want to start something in philosophy in a fun way, this gonna be a great book. I really enjoyed it, and this was a gift from a friend. And I was actually, this was always in my reading list from so long, but I couldn't read this because there was some other books. But my friend gifted this to me, and he was like, go read this, go read this, and he was damn right. It was really nice. Next one is Three Men in a Boat. I just wanted to read something funny and all. I liked it. It was a simple read. It was not very complicated or something. There were funny parts, but this book is written in 1860s, I guess. So yeah, that you will come to know about that. But it's funny. It's okay. Even if you don't read it, it's not like that you missed out on something. It's a nice, funny book. Okay, the next book is The Exercise of Freedom, and it is an introduction to Dalit writing. If you are like me who doesn't know anything about Dalit literature, this book is must read. I learned so many things about it, Dalit literature. I learned so many things about Dalit lives, and there are different stories, and each story is very interesting, very enlightening. So this is a must read. Next one is a Gujarat File by Rana Ayub. This is a quite controversial book. This book is her adventure while she covered a story undercover, and there are different, I won't give any spoilers. I just would say that I read this because this is a very very controversial and very famous book. This is from a female journalist. That was the main highlight why I read this book, because I wanted to read more female authors. But writing is not that great, because I think she wrote this is her first writing is not that great. But at some parts where she explains how she covered that piece of news, that was nice. Like, being a woman covering those pieces of news, it's nice. Yeah, you can read it. Next one is very, like, this is only this much. You already know about this book, I guess. So it's just a simple read, like only in one sitting you could complete it. If you want to read, like, I always wanted to read this, that's why I read this. It's a very simple book. Okay, next book is, again, it's about Indian politics. This was a birthday gift, and again, my friend is like, you have to read this. It talks about Indian politics, how population dynamics, caste dynamics influence Indian politics, how it evolved over time, how Congress managed to rule India for so long, and how BJP emerged, everything. Like for a person like me who didn't pay any interest in politics, from like, I only start developing interest in politics from last 3-4 years. Before that, I didn't know anything about it. So for a person like me, this was a quite informative book. I came to know about a lot of things about UP politics, about Bihar politics, how it works, and how politics in general works. So if you are like me, you can start your, like, if you're dummy in politics and you want to learn more about it, you can start from this book. This is a nice one. Okay, this book, I really like this book. This book talks about how internet, how social media is reducing our attention span, how this the harmful effect of it, and how we can just enhance our productivity by simply ignoring or using social media a little less. So we all knew about those things, but when you read this, then you're like, you have to stop it somewhere. So it talks about how to prioritize your life and your work over anything else, how to prioritize like your the things which are more important to you than just to scroll Instagram or just to scroll Facebook. It just talks about a problem, a crisis we all are facing nowadays. So if you want to like do something about that, you can read this book. This is nice. Okay. And final, this one, I really love this book. I this is not like the story you already know. Like this book talks about life of Sita and Ram, and how Ramayan in Sita's perspective. So you already know the story. We as Indian, we all know about Ramayana, and we know each and everything about Ramayana. But still, I love this book. I really love the writing style, and I really love the ending also. I love this book. It's a nice read. Like even if you know the story, even if you know everything, still you want to read something related to Ramayana, it's a nice one. So this is the end of my review. I am not a very good reviewer of books, but inshallah I will try to review more books often, and I will try to improve my skill of reviewing books, and I will try to read more this year. So okay, thank you for listening to me, and bye bye, ta-ta, take care.